everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Carmel Marceline and I am so excited for you to be here with me today. My voice just went up 5 octaves. You are in for a treat because today we are talking about 5 rare houseplants that I would donate a kidney for. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about my wish list plants, 5 rare houseplants that I have been thirsting after for years. But honestly, I can't afford them right now. So who knows, maybe I might do in retirement, but for now, we're just going to talk about them and dream about them. If you are interested in hearing more about my latest obsessions, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, because why not, hit that subscribe button. And lastly, if you care to know every single time I post, which is every Sunday, ring that bell. What are you waiting for? And with that, let's get into today's video. Plant number 1, a philodendron caramel marble, is characterized by its marbled leaves. Some even mistaken this plant for a philodendron ring of fire. Usually a caramel marble has beautiful deep orange, a little bit red, deep yellow coloring, similar to, you guessed it, caramel candy. It's also way more expensive, 10, 20 times more expensive. And that's because it's a newer plant species and the variegation is unstable. You never know what the leaf is gonna look like when it grows. And sometimes it can lose the variegation too. Wow, this plant has been on my wish list for more than a year. It has been haunting my dreams and it's very hard to find. Luckily, I saw it in a Facebook plant group. Shout out New York City Plant Exchange. One person from the community collects rare plants, propagates them, sells them. A year ago, it was maybe $500 or $600 for one rooted leaf. Couldn't justify it then. The price has come down. A month ago, it was about $350 for a top cut that was unrooted. And I am kicking myself for not getting it, but I'm on a plant ban right now and I'm trying to be good. Self-imposed, maybe. Plant number 2, a Scindapsus hologram. I saw this a couple of months ago, and of course it piqued my interest. And of course I saw it in a plant group on Facebook called the Scindapsus Lounge. Shout out to them, love that community. And I always find new Scindapsus varieties, this being one of them. So a Scindapsus exotica has silvery variegation on its leaves, and a hologram has that, but it's also shimmers of yellow, lime green. Ooh! I was trying to do a little bit of research on this plant because I wanted to explain to you more about it. I came back with nothing. So if you have information that you are dying to share with me, please comment below. I'd love to know more about this plant. The internet is like, no thanks, no thank you. And I think it's because this is a new plant species, maybe has been around for a year, year and a half. Scindapsus are very known for that, and I want all of them, which is a separate issue. Another thing that I found was very interesting, I learned from one of my plant groups, was that some sellers aren't sure if the variegation is natural or if it's chemically induced. That transparently is why I've been hesitant in purchasing this plant, because one leaf cutting is pretty affordable, I say that in air quotes, for rare plants. It costs about $150, $175. That's about how much I paid for my variegated jade satin Scindapsus a year ago. So not bad, not good. I'd love to add it to my collection. Plant number 3. A Scindapsus pictus apolaki. This beautiful Scindapsus was discovered in 2021 in the Philippines, which if you didn't know, that's my ethnicity. My parents are both from there, woo woo. And it was found in someone's backyard. It's named after the god of the sun and war. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but I'm sure my parents will correct me when I talk to them later. What makes this Scindapsus different? Well, it's very close sisters with the Scindapsus mayari, which I will show you the one little one I have. So you can see here that there is variegation, and it is mostly a light yellow, creamy, milky white, whereas an Apolaki is more of a bright neon yellow. Slight differences. How much is this beautiful plant? Well, online, you can find pricing that goes between $1,000 to $3,000 depending on the number of leaves. I believe for $1,000 it was about 3 to 4 leaves, and I am thinking about importing. That person quoted 1 leaf for about $288 US after I did the conversion. I mean, not bad, all things considered, but I definitely am scared to import again because the last experience I had really scarred me. Let's just say there was a freak accident, nothing to do with the nursery. It had everything to do with shipment and the risks that happened there. I'm not gonna talk about that because it was a very dark period of time, but if you do want a story time, comment below. I'd be happy to talk about that. Plant number 4, an Anthurium SP Silver Peru. This Anthurium, you know, usually I gravitate toward velvety Anthuriums, which to be honest, they hate me, and I've unalived more than I can count and more than I currently have in my collection, which is quite embarrassing, but it is what it is, now you know. But this one, it is an Anthurium silver and iridescent, and it's got a beautiful heart leaf. Similar to the Scindapsus hologram, I don't have much intel on this plant. I was trying to do a bit of research myself, came back empty-handed. All I know is that it is from Peru, hence the name, and it's one of the only Anthuriums I've seen that has that iridescent sheen. I first saw this plant about 1 or 2 years ago. I randomly followed this Instagram account called Aeroid Project Peru. I found it from her. And she once offered one to me, but I declined because I was also on a plant ban then. But I am kicking myself for not getting it because there are very, very few sellers that I have found. And I'd say 1 leaf rooted goes for about $250 to $300 US. So quite pricey. Who knows? Maybe in the future I might get this plant, but for now, that's just gonna continue to be on my wish list. Plant number 5, a variegated philodendron golden dragon. Tried to do some initial research here, came back with very little information, but what I do know is folks speculate that this plant was artificially created in a lab somewhere in Thailand. I don't know if that's true. Comment below if you do know the backstory behind this plant, and that it is an offshoot of the family or species of the Bipennifolium. What makes this plant amazing? What makes this plant amazing is the unique leaf shape. It looks like one of those animated dragon, very squarish face with very thick eyebrows, and it's got green but splashes of white and yellow markings that make it absolutely breathtaking. I saw on Etsy that 1 leaf rooted cost about $1,000 US. And if you wanted more than 1 leaf, it could go anywhere between $2,000 to $8,000. I feel like I need to give more than 1 kidney for that, no? And it makes a bit of sense because supply isn't that high. It's a very new plant species. The variegation is unstable. Looks like this plant is going to continue to be on my wish list for quite some time. You have it. Those are 5 rare houseplants that I would donate my kidney for. Transparently, a lot of these rare houseplant species are probably gonna stay on my wish list for the next year, several years. I will probably get a Scindapsus Apolaki just because I found my groove with Scindapsus. I don't know if you all have that feeling when you find your favorite species of plant that just like works for you, loves you, does the best for you, well, that's how I feel about Scindapsus. And that Mayari that I showed you earlier in this video would look amazing with a sister, right? Plant ban, plant pan, plant ban. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe button. I would love it. And if you want to be notified every single time I post, ring that bell. I also post Monday through Friday on YouTube Shorts. Lots and lots of plant content that is complementary to the stuff you're already watching. So check that out. You also might see bits and pieces of Otis, my dog. Lastly, comment down below with what plants are on your wish list. I'd love to know. Also, who knows, you could influence me, which honestly is quite easy, and I'll probably have to add it to my own wish list. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Until then, bye!